Amid the wealth of America in Maryland, a state known for some of the most luxurious neighborhoods, there exist invisible towns of the homeless. They live in the shadows of towering buildings, forgotten and overlooked. How can such a prosperous state have such a dark side? A shocking truth awaits. This is Shark Discovery, where we tell the stories no one else dares to. If you believe in the power of shedding light on realities like these, please hit the subscribe button and join our growing community. Thank you. Homelessness isn't just a passing image on the street. It's the reality of thousands of people, each with their own unique story, yet all trapped in a cycle of instability. According to HUD data from 2024, 70% of Maryland's homeless population are single adults, while 15% are families with young children, crammed into shelters or emergency hotel stays. About 8% are veterans, individuals who once served in Iraq or Afghanistan but now struggle to find a place to call home. Mental health and addiction are also pressing issues. Nationwide, 20 to 25% of homeless individuals suffer from severe mental illness, and in Maryland, the numbers are even higher, with 30% battling substance use disorders. Additionally, racial inequality plays a significant role. Black Americans make up only 31% of Maryland's population but account for over 60% of the homeless, reflecting long-standing systemic injustices. This situation isn't confined to downtown Baltimore. It has spread to suburban areas like Prince George's County, where poverty hides just behind well-developed neighborhoods. As you walk through the streets of Maryland, you might see them. A man holding a cardboard sign on Charles Street, a family sleeping on a park bench to avoid attention, or a veteran sipping cold coffee outside a shelter. So what has led them to this situation? Soaring housing costs, economic instability, and a lack of social support have all combined into a silent yet devastating storm. To understand and address this issue, we need to dig deeper, unpacking each root cause to find real solutions. Forget the shimmering beauty of Inner Harbor or the bold flavors of Old Bay seasoning, because right beside those captivating images, a harsh reality is unfolding. According to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development (HUD), on a single night in 2024, the number of homeless individuals across the country reached 771,180, an 18% increase from 2023. Maryland may not have the highest rate, but with 6,934 people experiencing homelessness throughout the year and between 2,500 to 3,000 lacking shelter on any given night, it remains a serious issue. In Baltimore alone, the epicenter of Maryland's homelessness crisis, 1,925 people were recorded as homeless on a single night in 2024, making up more than two-thirds of the state's total homeless population. With 21.2% of residents living below the poverty line, more than 1 in 5 people in Baltimore are just one step away from losing their homes. Shelters like Helping Up Mission and city-run facilities provide only about 1,200 beds, far from enough to meet the actual demand, especially during winter when temperatures drop dangerously low. These numbers are not just statistics. They represent thousands of lives struggling to survive every single day. Look at Baltimore, a vibrant city that is also at the heart of the housing crisis. According to Zillow's 2024 rental index, the median rent for a one-bedroom apartment has reached $1,350 per month. Meanwhile, the median household income in the city is only around $55,000 per year, according to the U.S. Census Bureau's 2022 data. If you're a worker earning $20 per hour, equivalent to $41,600 per year before taxes, rent alone would consume nearly 40% of your income, well above the recommended 30% threshold for affordable housing. And if you're earning Maryland's minimum wage of $15 per hour, starting in 2025, which amounts to $31,200 per year, affording rent becomes an overwhelming burden. Moving closer to Washington, D.C., the situation gets even worse. In Prince George's County, the average rent soars to $1,600 per month, while low-income workers continue to struggle with wages that fall short of a living standard. And the biggest issue? A severe shortage of affordable housing. A 2023 report from the National Low-Income Housing Coalition revealed that Maryland has only 33 affordable rental units available for every 100 extremely low-income households. Those earning less than 30% of the area median income, roughly $25,000 per year for a family of 4. This means that 2/3 of the poorest residents have nowhere to go, forced to squeeze into overcrowded housing or face the threat of homelessness. And housing isn't the only issue. In Baltimore, 21.2% of residents live below the poverty line. That's over 120,000 people. Statewide, approximately 600,000 people, 10% of Maryland's population, are struggling to get by. The unemployment rate sits at just 3.5%, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics in 2024, but that number doesn't reflect the reality that many are trapped in part-time, seasonal, or low-wage jobs that aren't enough to sustain a living. A factory closure in Sparrows Point, a restaurant shutting down in Dundalk, and suddenly, a family loses its only source of income. When discussing homelessness in Maryland, one alarming reality cannot be ignored. Black individuals make up only 31% of the population but account for 60% of the homeless population. This is not a coincidence but a sign of systemic inequality. To bridge this gap, practical solutions focused on social equity are essential. First and foremost, education is the key to breaking the cycle of poverty. In West Baltimore, where the high school graduation rate was only 70% in 2023, expanding vocational schools could provide young people with access to well-paying jobs. A bolder step? Offering 1,000 annual scholarships to low-income Black youth, guiding them toward careers that can afford rent, not just help them get by. But education alone can't solve everything. Affordable housing remains a major barrier. A 2022 study found that 67% of landlords in Baltimore refused to accept housing vouchers, leaving many minority families with no place to go. A policy prioritizing low-income and minority households and accessing affordable housing would help level the playing field. This isn't charity, it's justice. These changes are not a distant fantasy. If Maryland invests wisely, by 2030, homeless encampments could become a thing of the past, replaced by thriving, vibrant neighborhoods. A future where housing is not a privilege for the few, but a right for all. That is the Maryland we should strive for. Homelessness in Maryland is not an inevitable reality. It is the result of choices in policy, economics, and society. But if we can choose a path that led to this crisis, we can also choose a path toward solutions. Affordable housing, equitable urban planning, education, and stable employment, all are essential pieces to break this cycle. Maryland has the potential to be a model for the nation, a state that doesn't just react to crises but proactively prevents them. Imagine a future where everyone has a home, opportunities, and no one is left behind. That's not a distant dream, it's a choice. What do you think? Let's keep the conversation going. Share your thoughts below and join us as we explore more inspiring stories through the lens of travel documentaries. A small change today could pave the way for a better Maryland tomorrow.